बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम रब्बी शरहली सदरी व यस्सिरली अमरी वाहलुल उक़दतम मिन लिसानी यफ़क़हू क़ौली. I am Professor Dr. Ahmed Saeed. Today we will discuss the personal identity. And in personal identity we will discuss what is identification, what is meant by positive identity, what are methods and parameters of establishing identity, what is anthropometry, what is dactylography, what is chiloscopy, what is poroscopy, and how the sex is determined, and what is nuclear sexing. Then we will discuss race determination, age estimation, intrauterine age estimation, age certificate, ages of medical legal importance, and identification by skeletal structures, and identification in burnt bodies, and forensic odontology. And also we will discuss the bite marks and their medical legal importance. So first of all we will define the identification. Identification is defined as fixation and establishment of the individuality of a person. Identity is essential to be established in all medical legal cases. An individual is a unit of innumerable characteristics which are inherent in and which make him unique from others. And this identity is basically of Latin origin. Idem means same. Identity individually. Identity is the individuality, sum of the total characteristics of a person. Identify means to make the identity. Identification is the process of establishing identity. We have to choose same or similar and separate or dissimilar, and the process is termed as identification. Previous method was by visual recognition, but the situation has changed with advancements, and now much more positive identification is requirement of all the corners of the life, especially the courts and the public in general. Medical science is of considerable help in establishing the identity of an individual both in living as well in dead person. Regarding personal identity, a very important rule is Quetelet's rule, and Adolphe Quetelet was a Belgian scientist. According to this rule, not two nature-made things are ever alike. Where identity is, now we will discuss in which cases the identity is required. In living beings, the identity is required in mixed-up babies, in maternity ward, and in roadside accidents, in wanted criminals, in cases of impersonation, absconded soldiers, lost memory patients, and in cases of the missing persons. In all these cases, personal identity is required. And in cases of the dead, the main problems arise in decomposed bodies, mutilated bodies, skeletal remains where only bones are recovered, and during the mass disasters. Identification of living person is the job of the investigation agencies, but the medical man can be helpful in cases of the dead. A positive identification is required, which primarily becomes the job of a medical examiner. Now what is positive identification? Positive identification is defined as identification of a person without any doubt. Why positive identification is needed in the dead? So it is needed to resolve the anxiety of the next of kin of a person missing and presumed dead. Second is to settle the estate of a person missing as presumed dead. Third is to establish the corpus delicti. Corpus delicti means body of the crime. Fourth is to allow the medical legal officials to release the body from burial or disposal. There are some sure methods for identification, and most sure methods for identifications are: number 1, DNA fingerprinting; number 2, dactylography; number 3, dental pattern; number 4, skull sutures; number 5, frontal sinus pattern. By these methods, we can make the sure and positive identification of a person. The methods for establishing the identity, there are 3 approaches in establishing the identity of a person. One is third party method, second is subjective method, and third is objective methods. In third party method, identity is by relatives or friends. The third party identification is the most common method of identification. Two parties are medical examiner and examinee. The third party may be the relative or friends of the examinee. So third parties who brought the person to be examined. The third party verifies the findings on the examinee. Police may be the third party in some cases. In this case, belt number of the constable should be noted. On the third party identification, in the third party identification system, the following points about the relatives or friends should be noted down. Number 1, name and address. Number 2, national identity card number if it is available. Number 3 is relationship with the examinee. Now the subjective method of identification. They are more effective in the living. When the third party is not available, this method is used. Morphological data of the examinee is used for this purpose, for this type of identification. It is the job done by medical practitioner. Characteristics having relation to the personal identity should be recorded in full possible detail. Now, in this regard, the anatomical parameters, shape, design of the various parts. For example, primary anatomical parameters present at the time of the birth, facial feature and sex. Second is secondary, changes with the development and they change. These are changes with development and appear afterward. Secondary, for example, secondary sex characters, height, weight and other degenerative changes, for example, arcus senilis and cataract. Physiological parameters. These are related to the body physiology of that particular person. For example, gait, voice tone, manner of speech of the person. Pathological parameters, diseases and their effects in particular person. For example, scars, skin diseases like eczema, calcified fibroids, one kidney, for example, after nephrectomy. These are the, and some, there is some or some other evidence of disease. General parameters which are inherited, genetic parameters which are inherited are blood groups and secretors or non-secretor status of a person. They are helpful in the